Oh, hello. Welcome everyone. I'm Catfish Franklin and welcome back to the old corner. Today's story is called Stagger Lee. But before I get to that, I would just like to thank you for stopping by here on YouTube. And I'd also like to thank you, my patrons, for that business over there on Patreon. You make it even more possible than the YouTube people. But hey, we all do what we can, no big deal, but thank you. Alright, now, today's story, Stagger Lee. This is an interesting story. You may have heard this song in some form or another. It's been around since basically 1895, and it's about a true murder that happened in St. Louis, Missouri in 1895 on Christmas night. One of 5 murders that night in St. Louis was the murder of Billy Lyons. And what really happened to Stagger Lee is he eventually did go to jail for that crime, and then like 12 years later or something, he was released, and then he ended up going back to jail for a different crime, which I think it was for pistol whipping somebody. Just as an aside, I found like 4 or 5 different accounts that were in the newspaper of him pistol whipping people. Most of the times he didn't shoot them, he pistol whipped him. So anyway, he ended up going back to jail, and then he eventually died in jail. I believe it was in 1912 of tuberculosis. So that's what really happened to Stagger Lee. But this song was made up almost as soon as this incident happened, they say, and it's very likely that Stagger Lee himself heard a version of this song in his lifetime. So that's pretty interesting. So most of the time when you hear this song, it'll be guitar picking, some fancy kind of like ragtime guitar picking. So obviously I can't do that. But I found the Woody Guthrie version, which I don't know if he got that from somewhere or if that's his version. But that one is very simple and easy to play. If I can play it, anyone can play it, and it's really good. So that's the version I'm going to do here, Stagger Lee. Well, a lot of hubbub. I guess we better see what it's all about. Stagger Lee was a bad man, everybody knows. He spent $100 for just one suit of clothes, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. Stagger Lee loaded cotton, weighed 500 pounds. He carried him a Gatling gun that weighed him to the ground, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. It was in a hustlin' bee joint where the Mississippi run. Stagger Lee killed Billy Lyons with a smoking 41, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. The sheriff says to the deputy, how can it be? You can arrest everybody but that mean old Stagger Lee, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. Deputy says to the sheriff, double up my fee, and I'll go get that outlaw that they call Stagger Lee, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. Gentlemen of the jury, what do you think about that? Stagger Lee killed Billy about a $5 Stetson hat, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. Billy was in a card house, kneeling on the floor. Stagger Lee pulled the trigger of his red-hot 44, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. Billy says to Stagger Lee, please don't take my life. I got 3 little babes and a darling loving wife, 'cause you're a bad man, your name is Stagger Lee. What do I care about your 2 little babes, your darling loving wife? You done took my brand new hat and I'm bound to take your life, 'cause you're a bad man, My name is Stagger Lee. Billy died in the sawdust, his head upon a rail. The deputy took old Stagger Lee and he marched him off to jail, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. Judge says, Mr. Stagger Lee, Mr. Stagger Lee, I'm gonna hang your body up and set your spirit free, 'cause you're a bad man, your name is Stagger Lee. Stagger Lee on the gallows, his head way up high. At 12 o'clock we hung him, we was all glad to see him die, 'cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. 'Cause he's a bad man, that mean old Stagger Lee. Well, there it is, the story and the legend of Stagger Lee. A truly bad man. Well, thanks for stopping by, everyone. I appreciate it. Stagger Lee is a classic, and it was fun to finally do it on this channel. I've been meaning to do it for a while. And if you like this sort of thing, please feel free to hit any of the YouTube buttons, comments. I love comments. And if you feel extra inclined, go check out my Patreon page there and see what that's all about. So thank you very much. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you next time.